So first we'll start by taking the Phillips screwdriver, and taking off this air cleaner cover bolt or screw. Pretty dirty. Pretty dirty. Sometimes it's easier if you use a nut driver. Easier. Huh, like that. Not bad, not terrible. I mean, you guys know, you've definitely seen worse. I mean, oil everywhere or whatever. That's not bad, which means it's a pretty good sign. Anyway, I'm going to take these two bolts off here. That loosens the backing off the carburetor. There's another screw here that takes it right off completely. I'll spare you the details. So I just took those three screws out. Honestly, the two over here are very loose. So this just comes off. It's only held in the back with a breather tube there. There's the gasket to the carburetor. Yeah, you know what? It looks okay, man. Doesn't look too bad. And then the next move is to take this off. It's just two bolts that attach the carburetor onto the intake manifold. It's not much of a manifold there, it's really the engine block. It's not like Tecumseh's where there's actually... Wow, that's hard. Oh, there you go. It's not like the Tecumseh where the carburetor is actually attached to an intake manifold that goes to the engine block. This one just bypasses it altogether. I just broke the seal. Oh, you know what? I gotta take that. I gotta take the fuel line off. Just do a twist. Boom! There it is, right there. It's kind of dirty. But we'll take that nut off and open up the bowl and see what we get. Bone dry. This hasn't been used in a while. Look at that. Not an ounce of any fluid. No gas, nothing. I don't really think it's all that dirty though, to be honest with you. It just hasn't been used. The holes in the carburetor need to be cleaned out for sure. Especially this one. This is from the primer. That little one right there. You need to get a wire and push it in. Other than that, man, it's, you know, you guys have seen worse, you know, the oil buildup and water and all that stuff. Anyway, so let me go get a wire. So I just cleaned out the bowl, some carburetor cleaner. I used a twisty tie, sheared it off the cover, and poked holes through the bowl jet right there. That hole's clear, that hole's clear. It was clear, so it really isn't bad. Anyway, it's just real quick, you know. You want to get that out. Blast this hole here. Welsh plug hole right there. There's the fuel for the seat. I mean, I've already cleaned it up. I'm just showing you where. Right there. That one right there. This one here. I used a wire for this one too. And there's this one here. And there, the joints, there. And motion tube. And you blow it in there. Comes out the emulsion tube. almost blasted myself. There you go. I've already done it. I'm just showing you. Looks good. I'm going to put it back together again. So I just put it back together again. Went well. So you know how you test everything real quick, just to see if it works before you put everything on? So when it's down, vertical like that, right? You pretend that there's gas. So you have to blow into this hole to see if air goes through. Yep, it does. So now you pretend that it's filling with fuel into the float, and now the float is going up like that to seal the hole in the seat. So then you pretend to flip it upside down, so now the float should be sealing the hole. See if you can blow now. And you cannot, which means that it's seated properly, and it'll shut off the fuel flow when the float is full of fuel. So vertical like that, you can blow air through it, and now it's filling with fuel. You cannot. So that's good to go. It's cleaned. Maybe not in the outside, but as long as it works, you know. Because that's so dirty over there, what I usually like to do is brush this stuff off, but it's not terrible. So first thing we're going to do is put the fuel line back on. Put those, hook this back onto the linkage again, right? Put the 2 bolts on. Nut drivers are the best instead of wrenches. I like nut drivers much better. There we go. There we go. Bolt, bolt, linkage. You know what? Now, gotta put that gasket back on. Not too tight. Get the other side. Okay. Alright, now I'm gonna fill it with a little oil and some gas, and we'll give it a pull, see what happens. Yeah, I would suggest a funnel, but I've done this so many times that it's like second nature to me. That's good enough to test. It just said add a little. It wasn't bad. Still had some in it, just adding a little bit more, just to be safe. So this is bone dry. Put some gas in there now. Of course I overfilled it, because I have never had a good gas can with a good spout. I always make a mess. Always. So with the cleanup, you know, gas not only makes your paint bubble up if it sits there for a while, but if you use a rag and kind of wipe it off, it actually helps clean it a little bit. There's kind of a lot of oil over there near the dipstick reservoir. I'm a little concerned about that and wonder why it was like that. But all in all, it doesn't look too terrible. Anyway, so when I poured all the gas in there, it was a lot of gas. I overfilled it, obviously. Anyway, it was starting to come out over here, but then it stopped because, you know. But anyway, look. The primer works good. That's well primed. I'm going to give it a pull now. like the blade is loose, which wasn't very safe. And it was also scraping something. So with it scraping something, that's not very, it's probably the wrong size blade. So when you pull on it, it goes this way, okay? So the blade, he's got it on the wrong side, see? If it goes this way, right? This is the sharp part here. He's got it on backwards. No, that's not very smart, is it? See? This is the part where the blade is. It's going away from it. So it's on backwards, but at the same time though, it shouldn't have grinded anything, and we both heard something, right? Both heard some grinding. It's not touching anything. Anyway, I'll loosen up that bolt and tighten it up. So it's good to use an impact wrench to do this. Should be clockwise. Or not. It's not coming off. Well, that didn't work. So that socket is the wrong size. It's a 1/2 inch. This one's the right one. Alright, so this is a 22 inch. Right there, 22 inch. I don't need to measure, but I got it out, so. Well, it's 21 and 7/8, but counting. So, we know it spins this way. So this blade, let's go this way. So the label is actually out here. Put that back on. That's definitely good enough. That's right, because the fuel was leaning. Runs good, man. Tell me that doesn't run good. Runs well, man. That first pull we did, right after we fixed the, right after we cleaned the carburetor, it went right away. First pull. And so you see, we didn't hear any clinking or clanking of the blade. The blade being on wrong was the cause of that. This thing seems to pop up a little. So you just pop it back in again, right? And then put the air cleaner back on. Easy peasy, lemon cheesy. And this time we put this on correctly, not like the other guy where he had it over above the tabs, right? Like that. There we go. Now that's the correct way to do it. If you're gonna do something, man, you gotta do things right. You just do it, it doesn't look right. Have to finish it off correctly. There we go. And I have spares if we need it, but can't do this one hand. And there it is. $10. Carburetor clean. Filled up some oil, filled up some gas. Put the blade on correctly. Anyway, this is good to go, man. Seems to run well. And clean it up a little bit. Put it online for $100 bucks. It's a good deal. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.